Hello and welcome to the Big Buckin Bonspiel Championship Finals here at 2:30 from wonderful Bucks County. We're going to get underway here shortly with our Piper ceremony. Cheering booer shots are being walked around. Thank you very much.
Clearly not very well.
I mean, I don't put any pressure.
Practice slides are underway. Once again, hello and welcome everyone to the Bucks County Big Buckin Spiel 2019. Our feature sheet here on B is the A event. We've got Bucks County, the defenders. Against Glendale, Hamilton Chaos. Epic Cause. With you on the mic here is John Gephardt from Plainfield Curling Club and Joe Angeli from Plainfield Curling Club.
How are you?
Doing wonderful, Joe. Both of us were knocked out in the semifinals earlier this morning, but always happy to play on Sunday.
John, it's time for you to do your Drambuie shot. Frankly, I call it the only good shot of this Bonspiel.
It is the most reliable shot of the Bonspiel, that's for sure.
Well, that's true.
Sitting down to my right, putting his headset on right now, it's Mr. Dave Schmel. Hello, Dave.
Hello, hello.
There we go.
Oh, very pleasant good afternoon.
We've got our coin flips, we've got our players, we've got our piper up the ice.
Welcome to the finals. I feel like my level needs to be just a touch higher.
You know I do. How's that?
Sounds good. All 9 people were asking if you were on.
There you go.
Well, I had to take care of my my next to last official duty.
Which is?
Well, that was the piper.
Yes.
My last official duty is handing out pins and saying peace be with you and all that jazz.
Nice, nice.
Sorry, never been here for that, so I couldn't really tell you what that is.
You're going to get to see it.
Well, you know, maybe.
So this is draw number 19 for you, Dave?
Draw number 19. This is the last and final draw of the Big Buckin Bonspiel, and this marks the point where the worst thing that can happen to a curling club can occur right now.
Extra ends?
No, the chiller can fail, and we can still finish.
Okay.
That actually happened during our first Crooked Billet.
I think I remember that.
The chiller failed right before.
Yeah.
I know we were up at
I think
Ardsley for the Cool Duck one year when it went out.
I think I looked the right way this time.
You did. Congratulations.
Yeah, we right before we were ready to pipe it off, the power, one of the legs of our 480 service went out, and the chiller failed. The emergency lights were on, and Jeff Phillips said, "Get him out there! Get him out there! Get him out there!" And Tom ran out there. Da, 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 da.
And we're going. Pace of play, people. Let's go.
And the ice got a little squirrely towards the end, but we got her done. So here we are watching the defending champions of Bucks County Curling Club, Zach Gery, Michael Dunham, Joe Weber, Ken Sieverd, and their alternate, Bill Laufer, who was their lead last year, playing against
Hamilton Chaos.
the Hamilton Chaos from the Glendale Curling Club. And I mentioned this more than a few times this week, but it's worth mentioning this is the last time that any team will be representing the Glendale Curling Club as they closed at the end of last season.
Oh.
That's a shame, but at the same time, I mean, to make the A event finals.
So Simon's on a bit of a mission to put his club out with a bang.
Okay.
It's Simon, Ouellet, the sisters Danielle and Kristen Breeden, and Simon's wife Betty Calick representing them. They have made the A event through their pool both times they've been here. They've won Tropic Curl before out in Pittsburgh.
They've gone through my team both times they've been here.
Very strong team. Both with slightly different skill sets. We spoke with Simon earlier in our first webcast. We interviewed him in the booth, and he said, he prefers a little bit more of he personally actually prefers an open game, but feels that the team he has, a draw game, but feels that the team he has is more suited towards a hit game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played a pretty clean game against us this morning in the semifinals. And his whole team can hit, and they line up to hit. As he said at the time, too, he has to be careful about where he puts his broom down, even to think about a shot, because as soon as it's down, his players are rocking.
Yeah, especially with Danielle, his third. The second the broom comes in contact with the ice, she is delivering.
Yeah.
They had the game in the quarterfinals where they played 9 ends in the time it took everyone else to play 8.
Oh, I believe it.
And still in regular time.
Yep. I saw that game.
That was a good match, but
Yeah.
that was against Mark Moning, your club mates from Plainfield.
Yeah.
So I am enjoying I feel deserved glass of Woodford Reserve,
Oh, very nice.
which was gifted by Dan Hazlitt from the Finger Lakes Curling Club.
It's a really nice tool of glass that it's in, too.
Yeah, I made sure I had brought two pretty snifters for the Piper and the Poobah,
Nice.
and somehow they went away. So I bought 6 pretty tulip glasses. Now I'm down to 4. So currently I have enough for the Piper, the Poobah, and the Ice Crew guys.
Okay.
I hide them in a different place of the club after every Monsfield, so that they're still around.
So you're saying that at the end of this, 10 years from now, kind of like a squirrel forgets about 30% of the nuts that he hides, there's just going to be glassware holding some of the beams up?
It'll be all underneath here in the opium den.
Yeah. Don't touch that. That's support glassware. Oh, we've got a hello from London. From Nancy GVDH.
Nancy Gerritsen Vanderhoop.
I've been enjoying throwing your rocks quite a few times this weekend on different sheets.
And I'm sure Roland's there right now. And to Roland, well, if you're not Dutch, you're not much.
It's like
although I think Nancy would have liked the pierogi that we had this weekend.
we got Zach changing the shot here. As we're up to Vice Rocks.
Yeah, right now it is Glendale sitting 1 for sure. Tight for 2.
This would be a nice hit and roll. You could even bump Shot Rock out of the 4-foot if they get it skinny enough. Looks like we're going to find nose, though.
It's got nose and sit, and it will still be 1 stone for Glendale. Undercover. Our B semifinal features the Diamond State Curling Club, and I'm going to seek confirmation for this, but I do believe this is the first event final for a Diamond State team.
Yeah.
Period.
I have heard that. And that is very impressive. It's a fairly new club.
And they're going against Pittsburgh with Brian Stewart and Daphne Roberts.
I got to root for Pittsburgh there. That way it makes my loss to them look pretty good.
Yeah. I share that sentiment, Joe. I always feel like I want to root for the people that beat me. That way I like losing to winners, not losing to losers.
Yes.
I'm not one that holds a grudge against a team that beats me and earns it. I think for that same token today, I will probably be rooting for the folks from Glendale.
Under that sentiment, I would like a lot of people that I've met in curling.
Come on, I think we're 1-1. We're even up on each other.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we're going to see an interesting game here.
I'm pretty sure they were both whoopings.
No. It came down to our last rock at the dikes, and you tried to sneak it and kick it to the rock in the back to get out, like we weren't going to notice it.
Yeah, why not?
For a great nose here. It's going to find a little. Oh, what a shot! Is it going to go back far enough? Oh.
I played the foot wedge card.
Yeah. Did you ever play that spiel that they pull the magic cards out and you do all that wacky nonsense?
Curling the Gathering.
Yeah, that. Okay, let me quickly change gears here and pivot. That very interesting concept of a Bondsfield, which they have at Rochester.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's this it?
As opposed to, well, that's odd. So there's a true believer traveling with her husband Roland Michael and Paul Campbell-Trimber. Nancy is watching the big Buckin Bonspiel right now.
I think that is correct, James. I believe so. Joe, I think you and I are going to need a beverage in a little bit here.
I think so too.
What are you going to go with?
I don't know.
Do you want some whiskey? It's in my cubby.
Well, listen, I may need it. I begged the bar for Jack and Coke after the draw in the back went through just a little bit.
Well, feel free to grab some Woodford Reserve from my cubby. It's you walk out that door.
Okay.
It's the one which is stained and lacquered.
Oh, I like that you have your...
on the left-hand side.
Very nice.
There is both Woodford Reserve in there, and also, actually, a gift from Simon.
Okay.
The first single malt whiskey from Canada.
Did they bring the maple whiskey?
He doesn't look that old.
That's true.
So please avail yourself.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to go get it before the Eagles game comes back on and this game becomes important.
That did not take too long to convince Joe. Joe like a moth to a flame.
And the way you see some curlers enjoy themselves in the worm room, I think that's a very apt analogy. So we've seen some nice pinpoint play from the teams here. Again, a couple rocks back from Blue. That
Thank
was
you
a
very
really
much.
nice tap up.
All right, we thanking Tom Jolly, our piper, did another fine job. Straight professional. Now I try to help him out as much as I can. If I see that a team on sheet A, I know that somebody's been in a piping line before, I try to put them right up front. I know that Chuck's done this before, so Chuck, walk behind Giles and it'll be okay.
Now, they did fall out of the tapping sequence around note 8 or so, but that is to what you get. It's a Doppler effect, I think.
I think it's a demographic effect.
Yes.
I know.
Very safely said, I think.
I know I don't have rhythm.
No, I definitely don't. My brother.
But I got music, and I got my gal. Who could ask for anything more?
other than a nice tall glass of whiskey.
Old man trouble, I don't mind him. You won't find him around my door.
We got Glendale Skip Rock.
Oh, I see. The funny is, Lori wants to start singing this right now.
So we've got our Glendale Skip skating down here. He's going to throw his last rock as the steel team.
Yeah, they're sitting one right now.
Yeah. It doesn't really look like Zach is in a great position to do the blue-to-blue bump onto shot rock.
Yeah, if I'm Zach right now,
What you really don't want to do is red, is you really don't want to give him some kind of rock that hangs out for the easy double.
Well, yeah, because right now if you put something into a bad position, you're going to give the opportunity for 3. Where
it's kind of
Zach is a pretty smart skip. He is fine giving a steal of 1 because the way I always looked at it in the first end. Mm-hmm. So maybe you had hammer and you end up giving a steal of 1. I say to myself, okay, the other guy had hammer. I forced him to 1, and away we go.
You and I agree entirely on that point. I feel like it calms a lot of people's nerves down to hear it. So we got a rock that's not going to go in the house. It's just going to kind of sit center line-ish. Maybe they were worried about that bump. I think the best Zach can really do here is draw down 2.
Well, there's a good chance that Zach just throws this in the boards.
They're still looking like they might have an angle on this blue somehow.
Now,
you can come from the other side and draw down on it, couldn't you?
No, if you're going to throw anything here, you might as well throw the bingo shot, right?
Okay.
So the bingo shot's to run the stone that was just thrown.
Oh.
Onto the blue, and count 2.
Yeah.
Gepard's like, what the hell kind of red-headed stepchild do I look like?
Thank you, Joe.
You go with the Woodford or the Single malt.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Oh, that is delightful. And that is the right amount. Thank you, Joe. Let me bring Joe back in. Welcome back, Joe.
Well, gentlemen, Nostrovia.
To us.
Sláinte.
Yep. Here's to you. Here's to me. Friends may we always be, but by chance we disagree, well, the heck with you. Here's to me.
That's the first I've heard that one. I enjoy it.
Really? Be careful with it. It's an antique, actually.
Are you kidding? It's only the second thing that Schmel tells me every time I run into him.
The first one?
Try not to suck.
That's right.
Well, that's a terrific impression of you, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had your line.
Both of your shot calls.
Yours. In! Not in!
I think the people over the internet were able to hear that without the mics.
But again, let's say hello to Matt Pring as well. I see him piping up. We just lost a viewer, though, on that one.
Let's go to Matt Pring right now. Well, here right now, Zach just gave up a steal of 1. So now Zach has to go ahead and make sure he tries to score at least 2.
I feel like you're talking too fast for Pring. You got to slow that down a little bit.
You are underestimating me, sir.
There you go.
Love you, Matt.
Absolutely.
Somebody's got it.
We got our lead rock coming in. Now remind me, Dave, in the finals here, are we looking at a 10-end game?
In my ideal world, we'd have a 10-end final, but
Okay.
no.
Okay, well, hey,
We're throwing 8 untimed.
this is fine.
But that brings something up to run up the flagpole. Maybe I do make it a 10-end final.
No, I think you guys put enough work in. 8 seems sufficient, especially as everyone enters their 3rd day of little sleep.
Well, there's nothing. Well, especially at this bonspiel because I do need 19 draws. Having the final start at 2:30, and if you just looking here at the draw sheet, we have folks from all over the place. We have folks from Alaska. We have
Denver's got a long car ride back.
Yeah. Alaska, Denver, Detroit. None of these places are close.
No.
And this actually marks the first Bonspiel which we've held here, which has not had a Philadelphia Curling Club rostered team.
Oh, wow. Well, it is an Eagles weekend, so it's possible that all of them are at the game. And if they are, they're not feeling too great right now.
Sadly, they'd all rather be here.
Yeah. Dave, we're going to make a proposition then. Maybe instead of an 8-end game, maybe we collect the rocks from all 4 sheets, push them just to our feature sheet, throw them all up once, all back once. Let's get them all in play. 64 rocks.
Matt, I will see you at the Old Man Olympics.
I really like the skip for Glendale here. I remembered him from playing him last year immediately when I saw those terrific watermelon shoes that he wears.
Okay, fix it, John.
Make it an attempt.
Just back.
The technology has way too many moving parts for Dave Schmel here.
Joe, are you excited for Plainfield Curling Club's big improvements this year? We've got a new ceiling. We've got new lighting.
New ceiling, so it comes with less mold?
Yes, significantly
We
less
painted
black
over
mold.
it.
Our ceiling has all come down.
I have mold in my basement, so I don't really judge.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a little bit of black mold. It hasn't killed me yet.
Listen, the black mold is only like the 4th worst thing that's happened to that club in the last 3 years.
The floor collapsing, being rendered unsafe, that was one of them.
Yeah.
We only had 2 break-ins in the men's room.
Okay, calling for the hit here.
Are we certain that they weren't breakouts from our maximum 5 capacity men's room?
Maybe Vince was still passed out behind the scraper, and he finally had to climb out of the men's room to get the hell out of there.
That stone is just touching the back line, according to the skip, so may come into play later. Yeah, but Mike's a member here, Zach's a member here, Joe's a member here. Joe's not a member at Philly. And Bill is the alternate on this team, Mr. Pring, and so, no, I don't accept your premise.
Did Joe scare everybody out of Philly with that blinding orange shirt?
And he's got,
Joe Weber did not. It's spent 2 years outside of Philadelphia now. He's been exclusively here.
All right, now that we have all the scores on, let me give you a scoreboard update. Over on sheet A, our C event finals. It looks like Ardsley with Leave No Stone is up 2-0 over the Cape Cod Chuck Sells Houses. Over on sheet 2, we've got Diamond State, the humblest. They hung 2 points over Pittsburgh's Double Barrel. And over on, and that is our B event. And over on sheet D, in our D event, we've got Finger Lakes Game of Thrones hanging a point on the Denver Untouchables after 1. So Red Rock right in the center. Let's see what Zach wants to do. The answer's pretty clear. I have the hammer. There's a rock in my center line top 8. Needs to disappear.
Yeah, this is going to be a game where if the lead stones aren't where the skip wants them, you're going to be moved to a blank real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as soon as one, like you said, as soon as one rock comes in, we're going to see 14 hits. I can kind of guarantee what Simon's going to call here. He's going to line up, be real careful when he puts his broom, and his second is going to fly out with a great hit.
The interesting thing is that both of these skips want to throw draws.
Yeah.
I've played with, Zach at many Bonspiels.
This is cutting.
Ooh. Got to watch out for this one. Got to hold it. You have to hold it.
Back there too. Oh, they got it.
It's going to make it and just clear the back stone. So we'll be sitting 1. Now, they have to throw a different angle here now. And Mike's coming out of the left-handed hack. Lori just did a little left-hander dance. Lori definitely the feistier Dunham. That definitely comes from her winter side.
What do you guys think? You guys think the left-handed curlers have that there's a distinct advantage either way on certain shots?
I think you're, as a skip, you need to
factor it in.
Yeah. Well, Matt, I see your comment there, but we actually did interview Simon in the last round, and he told us that he prefers to throw a junk game.
Matt Pring is commenting that a clean game is what Simon wants.
And Simon stated his preference is that, wow, oh my God, that stone came out quick.
Right? As soon as he puts the broom down.
Simon actually said that he wants to throw junk, but he feels that the skill set of his team that he has brought here favors a hit, so he's going to go with it, but ready to change gears, and we saw that a little bit earlier.
So that is the answer. That's what Simon says.
Nicely done.
That's right. It's Joe and Jelly. Try it with peanut butter all week. Don't forget to tip your waiters and bartenders. It's funny when they fall over.
Still enjoying it. And guess what we have here, guys? Spoiler alert, it's a hit. Now, this might look like it's wide, but it'll definitely start digging. Sweepers agree.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about that great run for 12 yards for a first down for Darren Sproles.
Oh! Yeah. Very soft tackle.
Somehow still in the league.
Yeah. I'm happy to have him. He's wily.
The wily. Oh! And he's into the 5, down to the 3-yard line. There. Oh.
Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders down to the 3-yard line. That's first and goal. Sorry, we're talking about curling.
Did you guys? I saw an article last night after getting home from the club. Miles Sanders wrote a piece trying to inform new Eagles fans.
Not quite, Mr. Pring. He was down before he.
No.
He was trying to inform new Eagles fans he didn't want to be compared to anybody.
Matt, we have to tell you, you're a little ahead on the TV delay feed, so.
Just a touch premature.
Yeah.
There you go. another red rock coming in here. They're gonna.
It's a hit.
Shocking surprise. Nice little piece there, rolling over this partial cover. Actually, no, partial cover in the back rock that's not in. I take that back.
Let me know anytime you're ready. Let me know anytime you're ready there, Brooke.
Well, I have had my thimble full of whiskey, so that's fair.
Definitely enjoy being the color man for a draw. John cutting his teeth this weekend.
Absolutely. I mean, if you leave an open mic on, I'll be happy to fill the dead air. Something tells me we're going to see that touchdown that was no. Is Pring just making things up?
I think he is.
He can't be a minute and a half ahead of us.
He made up Simon's conversation. He made up this touchdown.
Right.
Fake news, my guys. Fake news.
I mean, I don't make anything up. Everything which I say is the gospel truth.
We're down to our 8 rocks here. And surprise, surprise, Simon's going to skate down and take this blue rock off. And I think if he succeeds on that, I have to assume we probably see a blank here, right, guys?
Zach will throw for the blank. If he ends up scoring one, okay. But
what do you guys think for an over-under on number of blanks between these two teams?
2.
Yeah. Joe?
Yeah, Miles Sanders. Yeah. Pringer's making shit up.
Joe, do you like the 2? You want the over or the under?
Well, 2's the line. It's going to be a push at 2.
Okay.
And are you paying the push?
No.
No?
It's a push is a push.
A push is a push. All right, fine. I'll take 2. I'll take over 2.
Over 2. Okay.
Over 2.
Yeah, because 2's the line.
Yeah,
you can't
I know.
have 2.
No, because I know there's going to be one here, so I'm only really playing for one more blank in the next 6 ends.
Which is a push. You need 2.
Yeah, I
These
know.
two teams don't do a lot of flashes.
I'm willing to take the push.
And it's complete in the end zone for a touchdown.
You know who that is? Not Miles Sanders. So, Matt, I don't know what you're saying on this feed.
Caught by Alshon Jeffrey for a touchdown. And it's the score. The Washington football team 20. The Eagles 13 pending an extra point.
Matt, you can't say these fake things. Everybody in the warm room that has fantasy football teams are freaking out right now.
Got the hammer, and it looks like he's going to get an edge, roll it off for the blank. But they're not really hustling on this blank. I guess they're happy to take the point. That's fair.
Yeah.
No, so let's take it back. Maybe
it wasn't necessarily, intentionally,
Joe, you happy with that wager?
Way to go, Zach. Screw up the over.
Well, job number 1 for Zach Gery was to not give up the steal.
I'm going to have to go out on the heckle bench and start paying him cash for these blanks.
And they are new and improved heckle benches.
Yeah.
They've been repainted with carpeting and some wainscoting on them.
All right.
Wait, how do you use carpet to paint a bench? Joe got the joke. That's fine.
Yeah. The top bench was painted. The bottom bench got carpet.
Nice. Did you lacquer one seat? I feel like you should lacquer your seat to match your cubby hole. That would be great.
It was actually kind of poor planning because not every bottle will stand up in the cubby I selected.
Okay. So those are rebuilt cubbies. They aren't just recovered from the original warmer?
No, those are the skate rentals.
Yeah.
But they're only identified by tape, so all you need for another one is to remove the tape from somebody else's.
Yeah, but I had to,
Just take. I've got a double high.
There's 12 coats of lacquer on that.
Is the lacquer holding the shelves up?
So we did have a lead rock coming to play here. Looks like
it might actually be a fire hazard.
Fire hazard, only the 5th least problem with the Plainfield Curling Club.
Yeah, we got a clean sheet.
Okay. So we went from mold to floor collapsing to breaking the bathroom.
The 2, yeah. Isn't that enough?
It's pretty bad. I'm not.
Just wait until
you had to.
Quadruple decker club.
You had to just change right in front of everyone.
Yeah. We had to like bribe the ambulance corps because they kept coming like every day for a couple of days because everybody kept falling on the ice. Of course, one of them you're shoving kegs down the ice for our annual keg curling tournament, but hey, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, Jeff, I don't know if that, or Joe, I don't know if that actually happens. That sounds like it couldn't be legal.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
Well, we got a fresh guard put up here by our lead.
However, if the 20 people that are bored here on YouTube Premium, they can open up another window and try to search for that disaster.
This is true. There's a couple of my videos, I think.
Yeah, we definitely need to try to monetize our feed.
Look at this, rounding out our lead rocks. I think we're going to actually have a draw from Hamilton.
The Hamilton Chaos.
Are we sure about that pronunciation, by the way?
Yeah, that's
okay.
it. Yeah.
Good to know.
Did you think they
Sweepers are on.
pronounced
Are they
it
gonna get by
differently
this
because they're from
guard?
Canada?
Are they going to get by this guy? Nope.
It's going to wick and make its way on in, and we have a hit.
Zach's going to say goodbye to the stone. We're still waiting for the, and as expected, the pace of play on our feature sheet is well ahead.
Well,
of the
Zach,
other three sheets on the ice.
Zach is not known for, he doesn't dally. He knows what he wants. And Joe Weber, I'm sorry, Mike Dunham's vice, has a healthy dose of respect for Zach, so.
Hammers are coming in all the other sheets right now.
He's only going to throw in his input when he feels like it's really needed.
And if he's fast enough. Got to beat the hit call.
Broom is set for the draw. Kristen Brandon.
Important hammer coming in on A. Oh, the rock is cutting. I think they got that shot.
It is a score of 1.
He's going to take the 2, I think.
Yeah, 2, you're right.
So we're going to see a tie after 2 ends over on sheet A, the C event between the Cape Cod, Texas Houses, and Ardsley Leave No Stone. We got a blank over on D, which leaves the score as it was, with Finger Lakes up 1-0 over the Denver Untouchables.
This draw's coming a little bit deep, and it's going to... Okay, so... Okay, Zach goes offense now. Having just scored, he is going to draw down to this one here, counting on Joe Weber to make a nice draw. You have Ken Sievert saying that the weight is there. Never, oh my God, I don't ever want to sweep it.
Well, might be one of those rocks where you almost wish it picked a little bit. Yeah, I think that was the right call by Ken.
I think you're right. That shot was offensive.
Ooh, that's not exactly what I expected Simon to do. But Simon is calling top 4 under cover. The alternative would be to play the open side. So, well, you call this, you better make it.
Yep.
Both teams are expecting a good bit of swing here.
And not going to make it. It's going to be a little bit light. So now the stone's available still from both turns.
Kind of a surprising miss from these teams.
Oh yeah, that's a bad miss.
Maybe the ice is suddenly changing speed on everybody.
I don't think so. It's possible, but yeah, I don't think so.
So who do you think's up here for applying the Wayne Anderson at the half point system?
Well, right now I'd have to actually say it's even, because you have an opportunity to take the offensive right now with the steal.
Okay, so Red's sitting one behind a little cover, but the cover actually helps the steal team.
That's correct.
I like it.
Yeah, had you told me before these stones, I could not tell you for sure who's going to score.
Nice bump back.
Yeah, and both skips appropriately sweeping those stones, because the separation is a good thing for Simon.
Yeah.
Simon lays the broom down, and 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow, she's taking a little bit longer than usual.
She knows we're in an untimed game. Little spin of the rock, little spin it back. She does hold her glove in her broom hand, I've noticed.
Oh, it's going to be really close.
Oh, I don't know. That's not getting by. That's going to take that guard.
It's
That's
there.
taking the guard.
It's there. Oh, no. Okay, guys. Decision time. Where does it go?
Yeah, I think you're going to draw another one underneath. Or, I mean, you might actually, frankly, you might cover up.
I don't mind top 4.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind something at least half covering that shot rock.
It's got to be buried.
Yeah, either full bury this or leave something high and as cover. But you can get both. You can get both of those out of the same general angle.
Michael Dunham.
Looks a touch wide.
Two of his
But
sons.
Doesn't hurt you here.
Two of Michael's sons, Scott and Andy, are competitive curlers in the circuit.
It's got some weight on it. I feel like
And we say only good things about Michael Dunham because we have his family sitting directly in front of us.
It's a nice rock.
And we have only good things to say about that stone. It might be a skosh heavier than you actually wanted, but it's a good rock.
Simon is definitely going to call this double takeout.
Yep.
Probably the skinny, the high one off the right.
Yeah, telling Danielle to bring the heat. It's coming. That's a firm normal. Oh, it's cutting hard. It's cutting real hard. Might be on the guard. You're past the guard, but you're not going to. Ooh, nice shot.
You got to be happy with that one. I think everybody's holding their breath.
It does leave it open, and Zach's going to draw down, or hit and stick, rather.
That really changes things.
Zach Gery wearing his customary Sunday yellow.
Zach does not look happy right now.
Well, Zach generally...
He's got a lot of chatter, too.
Zach generally looks sad. That's what he does.
It's an occupation.
So for those
This
of you...
is the most animated I've seen Zach on the ice.
For those of you not familiar, it's generally gray, blue, purple, yellow is the shirt sequence color.
Yeah.
Always yellow on Sunday.
Hey, stick with what works.
Well,
Rocks
Plainfield
underway.
people have a shirt sequence, from what I understand, too.
You shower once a week, right?
No, I think he's talking about his own teammates who have a
Yeah.
series of shirts that feature him. And his horse, Buttercup.
Butterscotch.
Whoa,
Butterscotch.
whoa, let it curl. Gonna get it to move and sit shot stone. Very nice.
Doesn't take him off
Now,
the rings, though.
Yep, it is open, but there are lots of jams available right now,
I think Simon's going to take his chances.
as you would.
Yeah.
Simon wearing a throwback Gary Carter Montreal Expo jersey. There is a bit of chit-chat out there saying that the Devil Rays are going to be playing half their games in Montreal.
Oh.
I don't know how they're going to do that. They're going to be the Montreal Tampa Bay Rays Expos.
Well, if you get exposed to too many rays, you get skin cancer. Nobody wants that.
Les Cancers de Montreal Tampa.
This rock's coming in nicely. I think it's going to get a nice little chip here. Not sure about the... Oh, yeah. Probably no jam.
It's jam sitting.
You're right.
Strawberry all day.
Doesn't really
Yeah,
matter
but
that
it's
jam,
not
though.
as bad a jam because it's only sitting 3.
Correct. So now Zach needs to throw a perfect hit and roll or else he's giving up 3. Alternatively, he could throw the draw to get the same spot. And Deshaun Jackson in for the touchdown with the front flip and another cartwheel. Tied the score at 20-20, pending the extra point. Jeffrey Lurie,
Stands
quite
up partially
exciting.
like he often is.
He says he's so happy that he's a billionaire.
Yeah, sometimes Jeffrey Lurie claps twice when he's psyched.
Yes. Meanwhile, our own billionaire, Zach Gery, is throwing his final stone.
They don't want this to overcurl. Well, yeah, I guess they do. They really need the inside roll here, huh?
It's tracking a little wide. Got a little bit of a roll.
Well,
You know what? No, it's lined up to jam again.
Yeah.
The good news is three is out of play. That's good.
Yep, that's good.
I mean,
Giving up 2 to the team which has hammer is, as Wayne would say, an acceptable outcome.
Not ideal, but
But you're not going to go put your head between your knees because it happened. It's
not at my age.
Oh man, you guys had to move closer and join here. You're our kind of people.
they call it hot yoga for 2 reasons, Joe. Great shot here. Getting back to nose.
Oh, hangs around.
Yep.
I think
A
that's
score
2.
2.
Maybe the Vices disagree, but it seems like an easy one on the
Yeah,
camera.
score 2.
Yeah.
So it's 2 for Simon Ouellet from Glendale. Over our hometown heroes, our defending champions, Zach Gery and the Bucks County Curling Club. So, John, why don't you take this opportunity to take a look around the barn and see if we have any score updates?
Sure. We've got a tie match in our C event final between over on sheet A with Cape Cod and Chuck Sells Houses. Hards that leave no stone. Fairly open house right now. We don't really know how that's going to go. Over on sheet C, I'm waiting to see if someone moves. I don't think somebody scored 6 or 7 points at once, so I don't think they've hung the second. Unless that was a blank. No, I think they've just failed to hang the points so far.
We do indeed have a blank on sheet D.
And then over on D, again, it's Fingerlinks, Game of Thrones, up 1 over the Denver Untouchables. Most of our non-feature sheets have about 4 rocks left. So we should get some more score updates shortly. And hopefully sheet C realizes that they have not hung a score.
Yeah, very, very healthy pace here.
I don't think this rock was meant to go to the back house. Yeah, it's just speeding up Zach with a furious counter. I love the effort. Off it goes.
Zach can move it back and forth quite quickly. So you notice the style, the hat that Zach is wearing.
Mm-hmm. What type of hat is that? Is that a pork pie or a bowler?
It's not a bowler. No, it's not a bowler.
Okay.
I've heard it referred to as a Jeff cap before.
Okay. A Jeff cap?
Yeah. Well, but whatever the hell that kind of hat is.
For any video game Overwatch fans in the audience, I don't think he's referring to Jeff Kaplan.
No.
That joke is going to be lost on everyone.
Yeah,
You hear the crickets?
Yeah. If anyone in the chat got that joke, I'd love to see it written out. That's going to be a hard no.
But both Jeff and his wife Lisa enjoy antiquing.
Oh.
And Lisa likes all things dead people.
Okay.
So she has a collection of...
Dead people in her closet. That's nice.
Well, she actually has a trocar, which is the device that the Undertaker puts into your chest to kind of swirl up the internal organs so they don't ferment.
Okay.
She has a cooling table, which is where you would lay out the body at home.
You need a lot of storage for that.
And one thing she...
Hey, Dan Andrews on the chat got the Overwatch reference. Thank you, Dan.
So one thing that Lisa picked up recently was a small salesman's sample of a coffin.
Okay.
You know, to try to show what the coffin looks like.
A little half size.
Okay.
Well, not even half size, about 8 inches in length. So...
Coffin for something.
Her and I conspired. I got a small skeleton.
So scared of where this conversation's going.
No. And a little dollhouse hat like Zach's. And we placed the hat on the skeleton and left it for him to find.
I was there for this. I was there for the unveiling and the opening for him to receive it. Nice shot.
And Zach looked at it, was like, yep, that's probably how it's going to go.
Didn't it have a yellow shirt of some
Yes.
kind?
It did have a yellow shirt.
It was great.
Must have been the 4th time he did it. 4th game is yellow.
That's true.
Yeah.
He had a good weekend. he made the Sunday. It just didn't work out too well.
That makes him 45% cat, if my math is right. 4 lives.
Zach's really good about taking the abuse we give him.
We've got a scoring update over on Sheet C, our B event final.
What happened on Sheet C?
We had one hung, so our current score is Diamond State is up, the humblest, is up 2-1 over Pittsburgh's Double Barrel. And we've got a hammer, we're almost at the end of the rocks on all of our non-featured sheets, so we'll have a score again for you in about 5 minutes. This red rock really hung. They're happy to get rid of it off the side.
And right here, Zach's going to keep this one really simple. It's worked out that he was able to get some separation. And Zach's he's going to try not to do anything stupid. He's going to play this as the most simple end of the world. Keep it split. The more separation, it's going to be really tough to make a double.
This rock has not had much on it.
It's down the same track that a lot of these rocks have went.
Yeah, you're right. It is carrying. Look at it. It's cutting, though.
It's fine.
Okay, well done by the sweepers. That's why they're on the ice and we're in here.
That's great judgment.
Oh, man, that's even behind tee. I would have vastly overswept that rock.
No, really good judgment. Really good judgment. So right here, Simon's going after the one that's a little bit higher. And he wants to make the takeout. Given the choice, he's going to try to walk the rock over towards the center some.
Get Simon's voice we're hearing, because that's the only rock in play.
And it does walk further over. So now Zach has to go after this. So this is working in Simon's favor.
Yep.
Bringing the rocks further together. If I was Zach, I probably would not have swept that rock. Try to leave a little bit more width.
Leave it higher up, too.
Yep. Simon's trying to work this into where there's a double.
Okay, that was no fun.
Uh-oh.
They're on it hard. They're trying to get it there. Can they hold it there? Seabird and Weber.
They get a piece. Yeah, they got a big piece.
They got her, and it's going to hang on in the back. Another Marv Albert there.
Almost couldn't be better, really.
Backbiter. Yes.
All of our feature sheets have finished up in their third end, waiting for some scores to be hung, but they're all lead rocks are coming down now.
Danielle Breeden with her sister Kristen sweeping. Betty escorting it the rest of the way. And that's going to walk right on over. Oh, that's a great shot, because now Zach is going to have a real problem getting any separation.
What would you guys do here? Would you attack the red rock, or would you just put it somewhere else?
I think Zach's going to have to maybe throw a draw or whatever. You have to decide whether you're going to take one or get forced here. A blank's not a blank's not terrible right now.
You can't even really throw something under that wide right guard, because it probably wouldn't be enough to be shot.
It just really sucks to be chasing behind the tee line this far.
Yeah.
And this is like all the way back. Joe, what's your thought?
Sit on it. Blank's okay.
Well,
There you go.
that's not bad.
No, they're locked on pretty well.
The only problem with that lock on is now he can either sit on it
Well, he's not doing
or
that.
take it out entirely.
He's always going to do
or-
that.
Well, if he takes out entirely, you're gonna go to a blank here.
Yep.
I would be shocked if they weren't throwing a hit. That's just this team's success rate today, and why change what works?
Well, that also wins because you end up flipping the scoreboard so that you end up with the even ends.
Oh, yeah. A blank is a win for Glendale for sure.
That's a great point.
Zach really wants to score the 2 here because he knows he's playing against a team that's tactical and can work that scoreboard. Kill.
Nice shot.
Ooh,
there's decent.
Things around.
You know what? There's good separation there too.
I think you really had to throw Peel Wade to get them both, but that's fair. Can't be mad at this. Zach's going to go ahead and get rid of this redstone.
And you know what? Throwing nose. You hit nose, it's a very tough double back. So not bad.
Danks thinks 8 is the best option. I don't know how they're going to do that unless they kick all the rocks back onto the sheet.
To which we've had commented. I mean, not at this point, Greg. Good shot by Zach here. That's right where you want it.
A+ on the shotgun. An execution.
So Simon's going to try to slash these out. Any miss is going to give Zach a deuce. If not, Zach's going to likely try for the blank attempt.
It doesn't look like there's really a field goal possibility here. So this
yeah,
but
you can stuff it.
Yeah. Oh.
Zach Gertz all the way down to the 2-yard line. That'll be first and goal at the end of the third quarter. It's the Philadelphia Eagles 21, the Washington Redskins 20. We'll be back with more on the 94 WIP Sports Network, brought to you by the PNC.
Oh.
Hold on the PNC.
Oh, is this the... That is a flash.
Holy Toledo, Ohio.
They're going to be talking about that in the car.
We have a free draw for 3. You take whatever shot you feel comfortable with here. Hit the big painty thing. This is not... Ooh. You never thought you were getting this opportunity.
I mean, any given game, you're lucky if you get 1 or 2 big gifts, and Zach's just got to make sure he puts it on here.
Yeah, this is a gift. If you don't put that 3rd point on the board right now, you are in trouble. Because
I don't expect that we'll see that from Simon's.
I don't expect to see Simon make that mistake again.
No.
Always with the verbose commentary, Joe and Jelly.
Joe, where should this rock be?
In the house.
That's 2 more words than I thought he was going to say.
Me too. I set him up for the home run, and he just bunted. Oh, is this too hot?
It's fine.
Is this too hot?
It's fine.
I don't know.
Oh, it's
I
not
think it's
fine.
too hot.
Oh, that's
Well,
not. Oh boy.
Gifts back and forth.
Oh,
Hey, that's why we go out there.
that's like getting your package from Santa Claus on Christmas and setting it on fire.
Because it was...
Joe, I keep telling you, the Santa that visited your house was an arsonist, a serial arsonist, and you got to stop giving that guy a free bed.
Good point. Must have been the guy from Amazon that dropped off my $2,100 laptop I didn't order.
I can't wait to hear back in 2 months how that's going.
So halfway through, we're tied at 4. Sorry, 3 rather, but missed opportunity there with Zach. That rock needs to curl. They gave it some brushes, which you probably didn't need.
I'll tell you what we do have time for. A scoring update.
Well, you're the scoring update guy.
I'm going to go ahead.
Well, why don't you take us around the barn here, John Gephardt?
Here we go. Ardsley Leave No Stone is up 3-2 on Sheet A in our C event over Cape Cod Chuck Sells Houses as they throw back towards the glass for the 4th. Over on Sheet C, which is our B event final, we've got Diamond State the Humblest. They are up 3-1 over Pittsburgh Double Barrel. And we have got a tie game over on sheet D in our D event final, which includes at least one blank. Pushing them back towards the fourth, or back towards the glass in the fourth end here. We are tied at 1.
Yeah, we have the a sub in on the Finger Lakes team over on D. It's actually the skip of the other Finger Lakes team, but once the team's eliminated, they're allowed to
poach.
As long as they only throw a leader second, it's permitted under our rules.
That's good spirit of curling.
I think that was a backwards lateral touchdown for Jeffrey. I don't think that was a forward pass.
Every lateral is backwards.
Oh, wait.
Well, no, I can't. It looked like it was either down the line or or backwards. Take a look at this replay.
Okay, so Jeffrey is in motion.
Yes. Now, of course, they're not going to show where Wentz is throwing from, so you're not going to be able to see it.
And he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
It was a terrible replay by Fox.
Wentz was trying to set up some grand celebration. Oh, are they going for 2? They're drawing everybody in for something.
Yeah, you would go for 2 because they would make it a 2-score game.
You go for 2.
So we got an offset.
Doesn't matter because the spread's 10.5.
We got an offset pair of guards here from blue.
Every once in a while,
defenders.
folks just want to see who wins. I know, though.
Simon's going to go ahead and say, if you want to put some guards out, I'm
Joe's like, why the hell would you watch the game if you're not betting on? What is this stuff?
Oh.
D. Sproles.
There you go. 2-point conversion is good. And the Eagles now have a 9-point lead with the score 29-20.
That was a turn that I think would destroy all of our knees.
Yeah. If
Joe,
I still had a real leg.
A big thank you to Joe Phillips, the head of our ice crew, heading out after a great weekend to work. We thank you very much, Joe. And that bud's for you.
Oh, now I know whose tires to slash after that ice I had to play on. Jesus. I'm blaming him for throwing through in the last game.
Yeah.
That
was his fault all day.
The drop behind was left out a little bit.
You just did not listen to my advice.
Yeah. Someday I won't suck. It just wasn't today.
Joe Weber coming on down here with a downweight hit. It's going to hit it and it's going to stick.
I think we're going to see more of this. Probably going to see the same shot. Both teams are going to hope for a roll here.
See, having Vice for Zach right now, I know that he is currently still stewing.
Oh, yeah. Again, that is the most animated that I think I've seen Zach walk back to the glass a couple ends ago. And instead of the nose, we're actually going to see a little outside roll. Oh, look at the jam.
Oh. Gets all the way out. So now
I think we're going to keep just
seeing
who's going to be first to draw into the top house here. Zach
and Joe both want the correct handle.
Oh, balls. They called it a lateral.
Every lateral is backwards.
Oh, that's not 6 points for Wentz. God, Don.
It's
a lateral, so it's a running play.
Sleepers are on this early, but they jumped up, so maybe the speed's they've audible. They're going to try.
You have Wentz in your fantasy league, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
Well,
somebody from northern New Jersey has Carson Wentz on his fantasy team.
But it's not as great for.
This is dirt we can use on you.
No, I've been an Eagles fan forever.
Oh yeah.
You and John, this is great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Joe's curling bag is actually.
You're officially my two favorite playing field members.
Well, thank you. You've always been one of mine down here, buddy.
You didn't see me wear the Eagles jersey this weekend for my game?
Yeah.
I think it's why I came up short.
You've never seen Joe's all-encompassing Eagles chest tattoo of the old logo?
Yeah. Now the hair covers it.
I wasn't looking at that, and I wasn't going to make a joke on the up short joke.
My one good shot was the last shot draw, and it was totally meaningless for the entire spiel.
It was 3/4 inch.
Listen, I did hold the Bucks County last shot draw record here for 4 minutes.
Yep. And then,
until it was broken by Tim Klein.
Yeah, then Tim pinned it.
Yeah. Did Tim take 8 minutes on that shot like he did for our game? Holy Jesus.
Once the clock runs out, all bets are out. We're going to have another draw here. It's just basically who can draw the top 4. Everyone will accept cover, but they'll know their opponent's going to chase them right down to it. Oh, I think they're going to be on the guard here.
Ron Torber, the referee, making his call. Backs the Redskins up.
Falls is hurt, huh?
Oh, you didn't see that? That was a massive hit.
Will not return.
Thanks.
Nick Foles.
Got ejected, hitting opponent in face. That's not an ejection I've seen before.
Nick Foles, Saint Nick, Big Stick Nick.
So Reds bringing a rock down here. I think they'd be happy with maybe the top 12.
So here it is, 3:34 on the East Coast, and Jimmy Fannin looks like he's not going to die.
No, this is it.
I had a good crew closing the club last night. I was well asleep, but when I woke up, I read that I had a text about 4 a.m. saying that we're all good, everything's locked up.
You're ready to reopen in 2 hours.
And I was here about 2.5 hours after that.
So Reds kind of having
I think you walked into me sleeping on the
I think so.
Reds kind of protecting their treasure there, closing off their own gap. But Zach does have 4 bump-up options on his front wall, and he's going to take advantage of it here on the left side.
His front lawn, I never heard that one. So here's a tap it up.
Very nice.
Sound down.
Nice.
Oh, just a bit too strong.
Preliminary cowbell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were a little bit too quick on the cowbell there, Lori.
Oh, nice.
Somewhere from the peanut gallery.
Somebody was premature on the cowbell.
I get the excitement.
That's like you never. The guy that puts up the guy is 28 for 28 on field goal stat on the NFL. You never do that.
No. Oh, we could get Brent to give us a good Minnesota. No, you never do that.
Oh, it's a nice ride. Is this going to get through?
It's getting through.
No, it's on. Still, though, it's on in a fine spot. Zach's going to get rid of that.
You know what? I'm going to get another headset so I can get the judge in. The Honorable Brent J. Larson.
Where is he?
He's tending bar.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I don't want to go on the damn headset.
Don't make me go on the headset.
I mean, it's bad enough I got Sarah following me around all the time.
Was he the sexiest guy in Bucks hosting the raffle?
I think so.
Yeah.
So one interesting result from that little rub and then push in there is that there's a hole that's opened up on the right side. Zach says, well, I think I can go through there, maybe sit down on the shot rock.
So, yeah, that is a hole that Zach can get through.
And it's interesting, too. It looks a lot better from the front angle than from the overhead view. I know, I stepped into a very big joke there.
I know Zach looks better from the front than from the back.
Oh, man, but that's
actually, I prefer when
the line is just off a wiki wax, and
nobody's thrown from that side for a little while. It actually favors red where that guard ended up.
Yep, so it's 2 for Glendale. And Simon's going to draw underneath cover himself.
Got a stray blue rock from, I think, sheet C, our back of our feature sheet here.
Yeah, they'll figure that out. If they don't, and a couple rocks will bang on the glass, but
maybe blue will throw a 9th rock.
Here it goes.
Surprise a lot of folks.
No, I thought she figured that one out, but it's okay.
I think she's just allowing sheet C to recognize their own shame. They're going to need it eventually. They'll find it. Simon with the, again, fantastic watermelon colored Nikes. He's going to line up here.
Yep.
I think he's going to try to maybe put a top house rock right through this only gap that I think all skips are probably going to shoot for.
So you're a little bit of a shoe hound there, John?
Not really. But I do. You have to acknowledge a great pair, right?
And shoes, too.
Footwear as well. Oh, this is a nice rock.
Once again, you guys are welcome here anytime. Please join, because I'm usually the guy who has to make that joke.
Sorry, I jumped over your...
No, it's okay. I usually have many beers doing color. So I'm the straight man.
Zach was thinking about maybe multiple there, but he realizes that his shot rock would come to rest probably still sitting, third rock. So is it worth attacking with 2 stones left? Or with 8 stones left? I don't even know if that's the correct blue. Oh, I see. The other blue rocks are from the other side. Man, all of our stones are all over the place. We should probably count at this point. We got rocks from both sheets in our feature sheet background. So everyone quietly counts.
There is a C rock in the hack. I can see the C, so.
Let's hope Zach notices that. So that's the C rock they're throwing right now. Is that
Where
what
is
you said?
it? Hold on.
I don't know. Here's hoping.
Is that B or C? Well,
Can we zoom in?
It doesn't really. No, it might be B. Obviously, it doesn't matter. It's a blue rock.
The red rock closest to us is from C. Kind of hurts our count, though. Sport with only 18
Looks
now.
narrow.
On and hard, trying to get it hard, trying to drag it out. Can he get a pass?
They
Can he
got
get a
it.
pass?
They
They
got
do. Great sweeping.
But again, I think this is still
It leaves them
Might
sitting
be
1
second
and
shot.
2 for Glendale.
not a big change. Still don't really know how many rocks are left.
Well, that's the first one for Zach.
Okay.
That was his last? Okay.
I think that is his last.
No, that makes sense.
standing up at this
I mean,
point,
then
so
they
count
go
these
there,
out.
they go there.
So I
okay,
guess this is
okay.
hammer then, eh?
So a shot for well, 3, I assume, right?
I mean, you really don't even have to look at Zach's last rock if they don't think it's.
Yep, and they do think they're sitting 2, so it's a free draw for 3.
Yeah, hard to tell from up here, but Vices are taking a not quite overhead look.
This smells so good. Tom, thank you very much. I want to thank the best piper in the Philadelphia area, in the GNCC, and the best piper who is at the Buckin County Curling Club currently. Tom, thanks so much. Have a good one. Oh, come on, Pat. Pat.
Love you, bro. Love you, bro.
Love you, hon. She's my favorite garden, you know.
Well, Simon comes up short.
Oh, really?
Really,
So
really.
it's a score 2.
We don't know yet.
Oh, they're going to measure.
It is the finals. I'd measure anything that was remotely close.
No, I agree with that. And they are using, well, the measure on the far end, that is good to a thousandth of an inch. Whereas the near end's 100th.
Zach waving to us from the ice.
And
He thought we had a better view from 135 feet away than his own team.
and we think that he gave up 2, but I'd rather just make him stew some.
Yeah.
I'm not telling him. So some high quality Utz pub mix.
I'm
Made
eating
from-
all the Melba toast here.
I like the Melba toast. Oh, sesame deals. I like them.
The pretzel's got peanut butter.
I don't like that. You have that.
Yeah.
I don't like them either. We're both pretty simple people.
The twists are terrible. I don't even know why they put them in.
I got good mustard though.
Yeah. And good news, after the measure, I don't know what the final score is. We'll wait for them to post it.
They don't call him the best color man in curling for nothing.
There you go, 1 red.
Wow. So that's a get for Zach Gery.
Yep. We all saw what he did with his last gift.
Because Simon thought he was sitting 2 as well.
Yeah.
And elected not to throw the hit through and to attempt to draw.
Yeah.
And he only gets 1 out of it. So, looking back at this, he's really going to take umbrage with his vice.
Well, it's a game of inches, and I think for him, it's a game of millimeters.
Those are the most fun games, though, when you get about 7 rocks from the 4 foot, and your skip skates down, and he goes, okay, guys, we have to hit at 11 o'clock, but not 11:15. And we can push it 2 inches, but not 5, and don't be short.
That's what she said.
Oh.
She is wordy. But hey, it's good to know what you want.
Yep.
You have 2 different ringtones. I preferred the previous one.
It's my notification deal.
We have a caller. Let's go to Dave with the call.
Hello, you're on Donahue.
And I'll say again, we welcome all the YouTube
You remember
comments.
Donahue?
What?
Phil Donahue?
Yeah, I'm that old. Yeah, rub it in.
I remember him also. So. Hello, caller.
He lived in Joe's house and burned all of his presents.
Phil Donahue.
Yeah. Noted arsonist.
What the hell was that?
It's a heater. I think that's going to roll on. Oh,
No, not the curling shot. I was watching Carson Wentz whip it over the receiver's head and just it flailed up in the air so that all 11 defenders could go and get it, but luckily it was the Redskins.
I'll tell you what, if you tuned in just at the half of this Eagles game, you'd be much more excited than watching the first half.
Yeah, Carson Wentz is 23 for 32, 275 yards and 3 touchdowns. And it's the Eagles with the ball, 3rd and 1.
You thought your Eagles -10 was just a dumpster fire about
The 3
an
wide
hour and a
receivers
half
on the left
ago.
hand side.
Another nose hit. I think we're going to see another nose hit next.
First down for the Eagles.
What do you
To
like?
surprise Zach Ertz.
Yeah. Well, today it has been Deshaun Jackson for a lot of the receiving, so
I will update the scores when our sheet C hangs one for us. Oh, this one might come a little wide here, guys. It's got enough to kick it out.
Peel everything out. Peel everything. So at this point, I would expect Zach to keep on throwing stones in.
Changing the hit angle here.
Yeah, and then eventually hoping for a flash. And then giving Simon a difficult decision whether he wants to take one or take a blank.
well, let's see. If you are Simon here, you may want the blank because then you'd have hammer in the 8th.
No, you take one if you want the hammer in the 8th. That's right, Simon just scored. So Zach should be taking one no matter what. By the way, your over really looks bad right now.
It does.
My Ofer?
Over.
Over? Yeah.
Oh, a bit of a shift in this delivery here, but I think she got the line. hit. It's going to stick on. Yeah, nice nose. Maybe Zach's going to roll it back into play. I don't know that I've noticed anything consistent about one side out in the wings being harder to target for.
The only straight spot in this sheet is coming home just inside of the 4 foot on this side.
Okay.
That would have been helpful 5 games ago.
On camera, right?
Sorry, Joe.
So we do have a rock out of play here. It's a little light.
Put it on the whiteboard.
Definitely going to be over.
Well, their lead, Ken Siebert should be able to tell him because he just, had to come and take a leak.
I'll give you a score update again. We're just kind of waiting on sheet C.
These things happen, Teresa. It's okay. It's a natural function. It's funny, too, because we never mention when the ladies run off to take a leak because we're afraid of the ladies.
I totally missed a conversation a couple minutes ago.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Nope, more rings.
I just got tagged on Facebook by Lisa Gery.
Oh.
Is she here?
She's 4 feet to our left.
Lisa tagged me.
You're it.
Well, hang on a second. I'll see what I'll see what Spoon tagged me as.
Spoon?
Yeah, well, she's the middle spoon.
Jaspreet was teaching us all about that. It was something like, probably shouldn't get into this on the internet.
I'm not going to follow up on that.
No, probably not a good idea.
I have a joke that you and I, only a few of us would get. Probably would be inappropriate.
I don't even know if you're allowed to describe Dick Tetris on the actual internet.
Is that a new game for the Switch?
Well, I think you had to set up there in the first place. What?
I thought you said something weird.
I did.
Okay, so that's why.
Well, we've actually got some rocks in play here. Not really some great guards, but
I'm okay. Yep, thank you. So I first met Lisa.
Okay.
Being asked to go to the Kaisermanspiel with Zach as a skip.
Okay.
And you arrange your rooming arrangements.
who was your fourth?
No, Lisa doesn't curl.
Okay.
Okay.
So we had 2 other ladies. I'm like, okay, I'll room with Zach. And I come in the room and there's Lisa with Zach. She's like, long boyfriend t-shirt. I'm like, oh, so this is our hotel room. Hence the big spoon, little spoon, middle spoon.
And I was the one that got hit?
Joe, you're used to it by now, aren't you?
Yeah, good point. It's called back by holding. Matt already...
Missed it.
well, they didn't miss the holding.
Okay,
Got a
so
hit coming in here. They're trying to push it on.
asking Betty to bring it over.
Shoving it. That's
Peel and
enough.
roll out. Zach's still going to try to stick it in there. Nobody? Okay.
But I already got hit once. I can't go for the second.
Eat the peanut butter deals. I don't like them. Maybe John likes them.
I'm sure all 22 people like hearing us chew stuff on the internet.
They're in special YouTube channels just for that, Joe. Become a Patreon subscriber today.
Yeah.
$5 per month, you can hear us chew all the time.
That's right.
Delay, handoff.
Plays never work.
Oh, my God.
All right,
not bad.
Don.
It's third down now, 3rd and 1 for the Eagles. They're leading by 9, clock running 4:54, 4:53, 4:52 in the fourth quarter.
Hey, Zach. Sorry. Hey, Joe, where should this rock go?
House.
And
That is I mean, that's not that tough of a miss if you're
Me
would have
throwing it.
blank. Yeah.
yeah, Zach starting to percolate a little bit, which could be dangerous. As we are all crunching.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you could hear that. I guess you can. That'll be my last. So I'm still kind of in the dark. They have hung a score over on sheet C, so we'll let these last two rocks come in on our future sheet, and I'll update the scores. They're looking to draw over to the right.
So
Good play. It's just gonna. I mean, it will cut eventually.
So here comes Simon with his first skip stone.
Are they gonna push this one too? That's nice.
Sorry, pardon his final skip rock.
Yeah. Oh man.
Past the guard.
That's gonna stick.
Mike
around.
Dunham's going to try to bring it as far back as he can.
Well, forces Zach's
Well, you
hand.
know what? No, Zach's just going to take the 1.
Yeah.
You take the 1 here and you level the field in the 6th. Hopefully you get force 1 in the 7th and have the hammer coming home in the 8th. So it's been a well-played game thus far by both teams.
Yeah. A lot of straightforward calls. I think the previous end was a lot of fun. The big wall of guards, a couple tap ups.
Oh yeah, that
draw
was
behinds.
that was the end that had the potential to swing in either direction.
Our second swinging conversation of this telecast.
Joe loves
No.
silverware.
You're not going to hit me again, are you?
No. I guess that's a 2-step process. Take off the headset.
Does this have enough? They're really waiting on this.
No, they got it.
Back of the house just as good as the front. Back of the house just as good as the front. Oh, they're fine. They're fine.
And the draw
Really?
is there. It's a score of 1.
Nice read by the sweepers.
So after 6 ends of play, it's the defenders from Bucks County with a score of 4. The Hamilton Chaos from Glendale also with a score of 4. It's going to be fantastic action in just a moment, but let's take it to John Gephardt to take us around the house.
Fantastic. Over on sheet A on our C event, the tie has been broken after 5 ends. Cape Cod, Chuck Sells Houses, is up 5-3 over Ardsley Leave No Stone. Over on our C sheet with our B event, we have got people standing in my way. We'll get back to that in a second. Over on our D sheet, our D event final, with a score of 3-1. No, I'm sorry.
Nope.
There was a huge break in the 5th end with a score of 7-3. The Denver Untouchables has put up a commanding lead over top of Finger Lakes.
Did you call them the Untouchables again?
Untouchables because of Uncle Touchy.
That's what it's from?
Yeah. You can check my math on that. Looking at the sheet here, Joe. There you go. Yeah, there's a Y in there. Untouchables.
Are we allowed to discuss why it's called Uncle Touchy?
Yeah.
What's that from?
I think Dave would know the direct reference more when he puts his set back on.
All right.
I have a loose understanding, but Dave will fill us in.
Schmel, before you hit me again, what is the Uncle Touchy reference?
Well, Uncle Touchy, well, Mark Blanton, a former member of Bucks County, all the way back to Bucks County 1.0.
Okay.
Mark's a friendly guy.
I am known as a hugger at Plainfield, but probably not to the same degree.
Mark's the kind of guy who would just, come up behind you and,
Okay.
that's Mark.
Joe's just giving an example.
He's Uncle Touchy. It's appropriate that he runs in Denver the Mile High Bonspiel.
Okay.
Legal in 33 states.
Yeah. Is this one of them?
No,
Oh.
not on the recreational. No.
So allegedly.
Well, he lives
could have-
he lives in
he could
Denver
have
now.
back issues.
okay.
He lives in Denver now. Yeah, Mark
Yeah.
smokes a lot of weed.
Okay.
I think.
Possibly.
I'm still waiting for Sheet C to get out of the way of the scoreboard. 3 minutes later, they're thinking about it. There we go.
Somebody might reach for the scoreboard now. Yeah,
No, they tend to hang it around their 12th rock, so I'll be shocked. But I can tell you that after... someone's going for the scoreboard.
Do your
Score's
boys
gonna be
hang
on.
low?
Okay. Now I can inform you, over in our B event on Sheet C, Diamond State, the humblest, has just added 2 more to their total. They're up 6-1 over Pittsburgh Double Barrel.
And
so not only is their first finals appearance here, they're taking advantage of that game.
Yep, absolutely. And I see nothing but smiles coming from Jane and Frank Sharp over there.
They should be proud. They
They
are
are.
the Pied Pipers of, or no, I'm sorry, I guess more like the Johnny Appleseeds.
Yeah, they have.
Of curling over here in the
They
Northeast?
founded both the Jersey Pinelands and the Diamond State curling clubs.
Yeah. What state do you think what state needs a curling club on the East Coast?
Well, the 51st and 52nd states of Ocean and Diamond have one, so...
Very nice.
Do we really want anybody from Alabama?
Yeah, we all like ice. This is a beautiful shot from Blue here. Finding the gap and then also getting a great roll behind cover. That is worthy of the cowbell.
Indeed. So,
Darren Sproul's with another catch. That was a great shot.
okay, yeah. So it's a great shot. Now Simon is going to look to open up. We're going to come into the nitty gritty of this game right now.
Oh, boy. What do you do here?
And it is
You got to
fun.
go for 3 here.
It is fun that we have some rocks in play up front.
Uh-oh.
Interesting drag effect.
Oh, that's a great outcome.
Yeah. Moving 2 rocks off. Shooter doesn't really
Oh,
matter.
boy. Preliminary cowbell.
Oh, no. Previous rock. The one that put Blue onto the button there.
Okay, Zach's going to throw a hit. Zach is looking to force Simon to 1 here. A great field goal by Jake Elliott makes the score 32-20 in favor
See,
of the
that's
Redskins.
when you put the
It's gonna
stat
go
up.
13-14.
No,
Yeah.
that, it was after he already kicked it.
Afterwards, you're correct.
Right above
Oh,
the
that's
boat.
going to hit and roll out. So now Simon's going to hit the rock in the house.
Now we're up to 26, by the way. Hello, new viewers. You've got Dave Schmel,
26
Joe Angeli,
bored
and John
football
Gephardt.
haters now on the internet watching curling.
Indeed.
Well, if you're going to mute one game, it's probably us.
So here comes
Feasting on the
Krista
on the open
Brennan.
house.
It's going to hit and stick now.
That's a great,
Zach lining up immediately for the hit and roll underneath.
that's a great 1-2 punch there. I mean, they opened up that wall, and on their next rock, popped it right out.
Well,
here we go. Wayne Anderson. What do you like here, Dave? How do you score it? 4 rocks left on each side as the vices come up.
right now I'd just call this one even.
Okay.
And
I guess now would you call it even? Maybe a slight nudge in one direction, since there is a guard between these two teams. This team might. Oh, this. Nah, it's still gonna get a piece.
no, I'm going to call it even because This looks pretty sure to be a blank,
It does. It is setting up that way.
which is great for Simon from Glendale. Danielle really does fire that stone out
Yeah,
quick.
I'm telling you, as soon as he puts his broom down, there's a rock in play.
Great form.
Yeah. The rocks being in play also good.
Both the second and the vice, like I said before, I think former junior nationals, right?
Yep. Up in Canada, India.
Do they still play, or do they just play in occasional events?
They're playing right now.
Yeah, but do they still play regularly, or is this just all muscle memory?
That I do not know, John. I could tell you something and speak convincingly and lie to you, but I don't know.
I appreciate that.
Mike Dunham, this zone has to go because it started a little bit. I would not be off of this.
No? Ooh.
Skitter's by and...
Oh, is this going to stick? I don't think so.
Okay. Now, if Simon's really committed to the blank, he would throw he'd peel here. But he's still going to take a chance of getting a deuce.
That is intriguing.
Now, this is... Well, he's going back to what he said earlier in his interview. His base game is actually
He's
draw.
on the guard.
Oh, advantage Bucks right now if he can make it happen. So this could be the Toyota turning point in the end.
Well, like usual, anytime I note our viewership count, I think some people hear a sound of our voice and sign on out. 26 down to 24, but someone just signed in. How are you?
Ones of fans watching our telecast.
They're turning in by the fives, Joe. But
You could fit them in 2 egg cartons.
now, ultimately, this could be the shot that wins or loses the Bonspiel.
Yeah.
The shot choice here and how this end goes. You can always put a finger on a moment,
Yeah.
and it looks like that Zach is going to play the open side.
Sure.
What do you think about that, Joe? Because I think I'm reading your eyebrows, and I think you have about the same reaction as me.
Okay.
I'll tell you why
Curious?
I like it. I'll tell you why I like it.
Because nobody's gone that way.
Right. I mean, you're going to force your opponent to throw a hit down a side no one's seen in quite a while. And as long as you're in the rings here.
I know I could draw it behind the house in either direction,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter for me shooting it.
The only issue you might run into is if Simon does end up making this, Zach's going to come down the same side with the hit. But I think his vice and Zach will both pay attention to the line. Replicate as expected. I think this is through.
We had a good shot someplace.
Yeah, this is through.
You know where it wasn't? Sheet B.
Where else wasn't it, Joe?
Any shot I threw this entire weekend.
Dave knew what joke I was setting up. Dave, where was that rock also not?
Not in.
Thank you.
I yell other things.
I laughed my ass off that game I played against you at the Dykes. That was hilarious.
The result you weren't laughing about.
No, I wasn't thrilled about that. you got me pretty good there, buddy. It's all good. It goes around, it comes around.
Yeah.
So Simon looks like he is going to look to force Zach to make the blank. He'll take his free point if Zach happens to miss this. Not gonna be behind cover.
Well, it's not Zach's option to take the blank. Simon has hammer.
Oh, fair.
That actually came back too far, and now Zach can take control of the end.
Huh?
I literally said to myself, I'm losing to in, not in. I'm like, how is this a strategy which I can't beat?
It's the KISS theory.
Keep it simple, stupid. Okay. So, you could be ridiculously super aggressive and freeze here, but
Right.
Zach's being properly conservative and throwing a downweight hit. He'd love to get the right roll, and I think he's going to get it. It's coming on in. Watching the curl. We have Joe Weber. We have Ken Sievert. It's going to make the hit
That's plenty. Roll
and
off.
roll out of the house. And pretty sure that we're going to get 1/3 of the way towards winning that bet.
I'll still take the push.
A lot of conversations.
He doesn't even want
He
to
doesn't even need a slider
stabilizer for this one. There you go.
That, you know what? I'm going to openly applaud this on the mic. I like skips that don't screw around and throw something near a rock. We should see more of that.
Yeah.
So we have a blank end in 7, and it will be the Glendale Curling Club coming home with hammer in the 8th end.
I aim it at my own sweeper's feet.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I played in a Bonspiel or two with somebody that likes theatrics, and he tried to rocket one down me, I think 3 times in one game on me on throwaways.
Yeah.
Twice we hit rocks. Once we moved about 4 rocks. Terrified me advice. Thankfully, it never came into play, but I had some words for him when he came down the ice.
Yeah.
Please, just like you said, throw it at a sideboard. Throw it at my feet.
Well, it gives my chance for me to take revenge on the front end by throwing a rock at him.
Nice, nice. See,
Yeah.
keep him nimble.
Yeah.
Well, the first Bonspiel I ever played, I had only played about 7 or 8 games. And Greg Danks was skipping at the Cool Duck with Zach Gery as his vice. And I threw a lead for him. And we got to a point late in the game and where we were winning, and he said, throw it through on it. And this did not compute in my young head. What do you mean you don't want the stone?
We are coming down to our last rocks of the event. We tied with tied coming to the 8th. We're not going to be playing a 9th there.
Well,
Short of a blank.
my first Bonspiel, I learned you don't pass out on the couch with your shoes on.
Yeah, so
this guard's coming in the house. Oh,
yeah, so I went to throw one through at Ardsley, and I came out and I pushed it, and both skips panicked because it was coming down at about a 4-second pace. And Danks was able to stop it with his foot, and I cracked the ice. He's like, no, we just had it. I'm like, well, you said throw it through. I did.
so this is quite interesting because everybody's throwing their last rocks of this tournament over in our feature sheet. That first rock really wasn't meant to be in. Zach's gonna make sure that his lead knows that he's just fine with something out in the 2 guard.
Yeah, Zach needs a guard from Kenny here.
Let me run the scores really quick. Over on sheet A in our C event, Ardsley leave no stone is down 1 to Cape Cod. So Cape Cod is up 5-4 after 6. Over on sheet C, our B event, we still have 6-1. Diamond State is up over Pittsburgh. And over on sheet D, the game's a little tighter. 7-3. Where the Denver Untouchables over Finger Lakes. That's the guard he wanted. Even if all 3 sweepers have to come out, that lead is not going to make the same mistake twice. Well thrown. A little high. If you're the steel team, you don't mind a bevy of rocks up there.
Yep.
What do you throw here if you're the hammer team? You protect your 1? Looks like you might be going out to the wings.
In.
Joe says in. The other option would be a tick shot to open it up a touch.
We could still see 2 straight blanks. So that's with a hand.
Scott Kingery with a home run. The Phillies up 9-6. Eagles are up 32-20.
It's on the back.
Oh, Jesus.
Son of a motherless goat. 4th and 12 just converted for the Redskins. They can stick it where the sun doesn't shine.
Looks like Zach's going to call a draw in here.
Joe Weber, formerly of the Philadelphia Curling Club, now a member of the Bucks County Curling Club. They need to sweep this from line. That's what Zach's saying.
Zach would love to be to beat this Redstone. He's going to have to stay off to do it.
This is a 1.
Yeah. But again, guards your French here. That's not bad.
No, not a bad outcome at all. Now Simon's going to start to try to clean up here.
Yeah, best rocks in the 8-foot.
He's going to try to clean up now with 5 rocks being played.
A little wiggle on this release. It's looking more like nose to me
You
here.
got to watch for the jam here.
For the nose.
Watch for the jam.
My.
Watch for the jam.
But again, Red doesn't really carry.
Oh, that's actually a good result for Bucks County.
Yeah. Leaving the guard in place.
Leaves the guard and removes a stone in the 8-foot. Now, Zach, I expect Zach's going to throw a call on the guard. Yep, he does.
He can let his...
Zach's going to be very patient.
He can let his back end do the draws.
Well, we are on the back end. Well, no, sorry. Joe's throwing second. I'm used to seeing him throw third. Third is Joe Weber's usual spot on almost every team he ever plays on here.
Basically, anything between the hog line and the tee line is acceptable here, but you love something between the top 12 and the hog.
Kenny says it has plenty of weight.
Well, if you're going to be in, make sure it counts. Yeah, that's going to count. That's
well, it's well in.
Back 8, back 12.
That's not so bad.
Okay, that really sat down. That's a solid rock.
Yeah, Teresa might not send him to the couch this evening. So, more cleanup duty here.
This looks nice.
Kristen Breeden.
This is going to take the first one.
Yeah, we could jam on the second. Oh! Clips it and goes by. So now Zach gets to play the replacement game the rest of the way here.
So I guess the goal here is you want the guards to cover different lanes, but not be too close to each other, eh?
Yeah, you don't want to leave a double in play. So you want to, right now you want to be either 1 or 3 with this guard. You don't want to be 2. So, Frank, am I correct in saying this is going to be the first hardware for a Diamond State team? Like a non-friendly. Oh, you're choking up a little bit.
That's the affirmative.
That is the affirmative, and it looks like it's not only just going to be the first hardware with
It's going to be the first engraving.
That's right.
This rock came in a bit. I mean, well, given the chance at a double.
A little too far. Danielle
Still gotta
already
make
with
it,
the
though.
rock.
Yep.
1.2 seconds after that berm hits the ice, the rock is away. Here it comes.
They got it.
Get the one.
Jam,
Oh, and
jam,
it stuffs. Now, Zach is going to use that as a guard. I fully endorse this.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, you are happy. You just got an extra guard for free. You lost one of yours, but who the hell cares?
Nope. Color of the stone doesn't matter, just that it's in the way.
Right now, the blue stone on the button is the Alamo.
Uh-oh. I hope you took the 10.5.
I did not bet this game.
What is this?
This is a missed shot. Oh, if it reverses handle, it's okay, but they have to get it over. If they can get it over, it's actually a made shot. Oh my God, they got so lucky. That's ridiculous.
Hey, Sweeper stuck
We
with
would
it.
like to thank the Bucks County Curling Club ice crew for that little wiki-wacky nonsense.
No, you need to thank whoever was wearing an old gripper out there and just dropped some rubber.
Joe, I'm just going to blame what we usually blame, magnets.
Holy crap, that was
magnets.
Danielle. Wow, already, of course, the stone's on its way.
Yeah.
You don't want this shooter to stick around.
And it kind of leaves
Doesn't change much.
leaves a guard again, so Zach is in business here. Simon told us this in his pregame interview. As soon as he knows to be very careful about putting the broom down, because the moment his broom strikes the ice, the stone's on the way.
Yeah.
Over on sheet D or D event, we do have a score hung here. It is 7-4. The Denver Untouchables over Finger Lakes Game of Thrones, and they're in their 7th.
So that's... Yeah, 6-center for Touchy, right? Mm-hmm. In DFF, okay.
Shelley, August 6th, says Diamond State has brought home hardware before, but this will be our best.
Well, Shelley, help us out.
Shelley Hendershot, happy to hear that.
4th and a 6th event finals for mixed doubles. Oh,
okay.
Very nice.
Glad to hear that. Was not aware of that. Apologize. No offense, but this is definitely...
Shelley, which team came off the ice first and gets the claim of finishing?
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is keeping it interesting.
Oh, and Zach looks a little sad.
I think you could get back to nose here. This is...
Oh, God, this is tough.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at the ice in front of us, it looks a lot more open than the overhead.
It certainly does. Zach really wishes that curled just a touch more. 3rd event finals for the youth.
Nice.
The Utes.
Thank you, Shelley.
2 Utes.
2 Utes.
That would be doubles.
Yeah, 2 Utes. Those 2 Utes, they're pretty good. But you know what that car didn't have? Positive traction. It's a limited slip differential. It allows both wheels to grip at the same time. Can't make those tire marks without it. I love that movie.
Big rock on the way. Ooh, little
Okay, so
swing on this delivery.
Here comes Simon.
He kind of made a
with the intern hit.
Not sure if it got pitched.
It looks like it's going to overcurl.
Yeah, he pulled it a little on the release.
Going to overcurl.
He got it.
Going to catch it, and it's good. It rolls dead under cover.
Ring a bell, though. That's
fantastic. Well thrown shot by Simon. Now, Zach Gery needs to count.
What do you guys do here? I'm almost thinking about maybe drawing in from the right.
He's going to draw.
Camera, right?
He is drawing. Zach is throwing the draw. I know that look. That's the shot he's already bought. There's going to be no talking about this.
I mean, I think he's just deciding what side, right?
No, he's throwing
that way. We hope all you on the internet can see where Dave's waving.
Dave, do you think he's going to draw from the left with my finger?
He's drawing from the right. He's going to throw the out turn.
Your right or his right?
Yeah.
The way you're looking at it,
the way the audience
the way the audience is looking, he's going to throw the out turn draw.
The right way or the wrong way, right way?
I hope he makes it the right way, damn it.
Hey, this has been a great game.
No, but he's going to throw an out turn draw to the button.
Again, what a shot from Simon right there.
No, well made, well thrown. It's been a good final game. But this is a shot Zach wants. He trusts his brushers.
And don't worry, we will stick around to update the other games here for everybody.
Yeah, there was somebody that wanted the C result.
You can stick around.
Yeah, a little late for the blank, Greg Dex.
Yeah, Greg, I'm hosed on the over.
I mean, they could run the blue into both reds.
Yep, out-turn draw. Here it comes.
It's a big shot.
Greg Danks. Greg Danks wants the
Does
draw.
that happen?
Zach Gery
A little light.
needs to bring it. It's on the out-turn. It looks light. It has to go. Joe Weber, Ken Sievert, can they drag it there? Can they bring it? It's going to be a little bit too light, and it's going to be just off the guard. And a victory for Simon Ouellet, Danielle, Kristen Breen, and Betty Kallick from the Glendale Curling Club, the winners of the 2019 Big Bucking Bonspiel. A well-thrown game for both of them.
Absolutely.
And
exciting close match for sure.
Absolutely great to watch. And they're exchanging pleasantries and hugs, and definitely a lot of emotion, a lot of effort went into that game. So with Joe and Jelly and John, I'm going to enjoy a quiet walk through a wooded area. Gephardt?
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Dave Schmel, thank you so much for joining us. I'm out.
I'll stick around for a little bit for you. If anyone wants to type in the chat, at least David Zinnerman, who cares? No, I'm just sticking around for the kindness of the audience here. David, to answer your question in the chat here, all three of the other draws are currently in play. They're all actually in their seventh. We do have Sheet A, our C event finals with Cape Cod and Ardsley coming back to the glass. I'm just waiting to see a score, and I'll let you know. It was a blank in the seventh, so it's going to be Cape Cod's hammer. Someone standing in front of me here. I want to verify the score before I say it. Cape Cod is up 5-4 after 7 ends with a blank in the seventh. Cape Cod's got the hammer. With 1 rock in play as they come back to the glass. Dan over on sheet D. It is 7-4 after 6 ends. Currently the Denver Untouchables has hammer, or has hammer. 2 rocks left to play in the seventh. Red's about to throw their stone. Over on sheet D, as Red throws their 8 rock, the Denver Untouchables are sitting 2 in a relatively open house. I wonder if we might see a handshake depending on this rock. It's in play for Red. Sweepers have started well above the tee line here. Red's going for the double. It's going to knock 1 out of play. And it looks like the Untouchables are still sitting 1 as the hammer's going to come in. Odds are good that the Untouchables are going to score 1 more point here, 2 points here. Probably be up 9-4 over the Finger Lakes Game of Thrones. I'll verify that once the rock gets thrown. We're down to skip rocks as well on sheet C. our B event game, Diamond State, the humblest, versus Pittsburgh's double barrel. Finishing up the 7th here. Dan the Hammer is in play over on sheet D for Denver. Again, they're sitting one, relatively open house. We're looking to just put one more into the 8-foot for a second point. Sweepers are on it. Sweepers are off it. Front 8-foot's just as good as a back 8-foot. It looks like they are going to do that job. Oh, there's a good counter, actually. That rock was overthrown. So it's going to be after 7 over on sheet D. The Untouchables are up 8-4 over the Finger Lakes Game of Thrones. And they're going to throw them back to the glass here in the 8th. Got 3 stones left on sheet C, our B event final. Pretty busy house. Right now, blue has a tenuous single stone, sitting shot behind some cover, though. Red's got 5 in the house otherwise. The guy still plays?
No, not the guy, the score of the game.
My goodness. Joe and Jelly just showed me a football score where
Ravens 59-10 over.
Ravens have 59 points. It's like a week's worth of baseball scores. I'll update you guys as some more rocks get thrown here. Again, our B event over on sheet C. Skips are down to their last 1 stone each. Looks like blue is sitting shot. Red's got to look at it, though. If Red can bump this out, Red could take a ton of points here. If blue was to flash the hammer, but. Joe, who do you like in this Giants-Cowboys game? I mean, my answer would be neither.
Who do I like?
Again on sheet A, our C event final with Cape Cod, Chuck sells houses, and Ardses leave no stone. We've got Cape Cod up by 1. They have the hammer here in the 8th. We've got 6 rocks currently in play. Right now, Ardsley leaves no stone is sitting shot in the back 4. If they took that single point, they would tie. Nice little update here on sheet C, our B event. Red's final rock at the end as the steel team, Pittsburgh double barrel. They managed to actually get a draw that's just a little tighter than that. Actually, they bumped the blue rock back, so they're now sitting 2. It's a blue hammer, though. And blue has an open look at those 2 red stones. Go either way. Pittsburgh up in the B event. Let's see here. Pittsburgh loves to stand in front of the scoreboard. It is over the B event. It is 6-3. Diamond State over Pittsburgh at the moment. The hammer is in play. It's got some heat to it. It's aimed at those 2 red rocks that are currently sitting 1 and 2. It's made it through into the house. And it is, oh, success. They've actually bumped both rocks back. And with the hammer, looks like Diamond State has just put 2 more on the scoreboard. You might have heard some cowbells in the background there. That was a great shot. All 8 players are now standing in front of the scoreboard. I believe it's going to be, oh, we've got handshakes, actually. Congratulations to Diamond State for winning the B event. Again, Diamond State the humblest has just won the B event over on sheet C. We've got 2 games still in play. We've got our C event final in sheet A and our D event final in sheet D. Absolutely, Dan, I know the feeling. Trying to find out something, hearing vague sounds in the backgrounds and wondering if that's for the team I'm rooting for. Over on sheet D, our D event final, we've got 3 rocks behind the tee line out of the 5 that are currently in play. Again, over there, it's a 4-point game, though, so red really needs to take 4 here. It looks like it's going to be a tough challenge. Red's got a rock coming in. I think the needs it to get over call was from red. That rock looks a little slow. It's going to get over, though. They're going to get at least a 1 guard out of this. All 4 players are currently sweeping it. And it is over, right to the center line. In play by about 9 inches. Wow. So, with red needing to score 4 points, having 1 center guard is going to be a little beneficial as they go. Jumping over to the sheet A action for the C event finals, Cape Cod against Ardsley. Again, the team that is up, Cape Cod with the hammer, but Ardsley is just closing the door on the other side of the 4-foot. They've got 2 stones in the house, well, 3 stones in the house. Their shot rock is in the back 4. The other 2 are out in the front wings. Red's tapping in the 4-foot as though they want to come draw down to the shot rock over on sheet A. Both skips are setting up shots right now. Again, you're listening to the dulcet tones of John Gephardt on Plainfield Curling Club here at Bucks County Curling Club. The Big Buckin Spiel 2019. It's been a delightful event. The fresh ice is appreciated. The fresh locker rooms are appreciated. Delicious food and good folks are appreciated. Rocks in play here, a little drag effect action over on sheet A. It's taken off 2 guards, and the shooter rolls out as well, kind of opening things up. Blues currently sitting 3 over on sheet A. That is the Ardsley Leave No Stone team. Again, they got 1 rock front 12. They have a biter way out in the wings on the left side. And they have a biter on the back right 4-foot. Those are the only rocks currently in play.
Thanks much.
Congratulations again to our A event winners. Hamilton Chaos out of Glendale. All right, got some rocks moving around over there on sheet D. Everything's behind the tee line. 1 red rock, 2 blue rocks. Again, red is down by 4, and red has got 4 rocks left to throw. So if you're an odds maker, probably thinking that the Denver Untouchables are going to take the D event. But I'll keep you updated here, and as long as red's got some stones. Over on sheet A, Ardsley has just delivered another rock. It is come almost down to a freeze. A little bit of a bump on its back 4 rock. So they have 1 in the back 4-foot, 1 in the back 8-foot, right behind it. Open look at it for Cape Cod Chucks sells houses. 3 rocks left to go over there. Red's bringing a rock in over here on sheet D. Looks like it's going to sit in the house. That's what they need if they're going to take 4 here. Well, not out of rocks yet. Back to the action over on sheet A, our C event. Cape Cod is taking a nice long look at this open double stack behind the tee line of Ardsley stones. welcome Simon, the skip of our A event winning club. Simon, that was a delightful game.
Yeah, thank you. It was very well played on both teams, and
I got to say, I think shot of the game was your rock.
Thank you. Yes, it was. Gave me a slight little opening. Is unfortunately kept hanging, and thank God, because I was saying to myself, I'm going to have to draw the side of the button on the other side on my last shot. You know, like that's if he makes that, I mean, that's probably all I would have, and the level of difficulty. Although what I had to play was tough enough, but the level of difficulty that would have been drawing the side of the button on the side we haven't thrown a draw, so it would have been tough. But my team played great, and it was. Close to the chess game, typical final where nobody's taking chances and waiting for the right time, and which we did. So it was nice to have that blank in 7, so I have hammer in 8. And
that's what we were saying. We were talking to you beforehand. We knew you'd be happy about that.
Yeah. So because it looked, as you know, my opposition had hammer in 2, 4, and 6. So I was when he gave me hammer in 7, he said. He came up short on his or heavy on his draw and hit and rolled out. That I'm blanking. I'm not even coming close to throwing it. So it was good.
Yeah, that must have been. I mean, you're going to be reliving that last shot in the 8th for a very long time.
And interestingly, in the semifinals, my opposition and I did back-to-back same shot. Well, in fact, against you.
Right.
And it was the exact same shot on different sheet, obviously. But,
absolutely.
I followed your skip in doing that shot.
We were all through that really tight forward.
Yeah, and so I told Danielle, my vice, I think it's there like earlier today, and it was. So
team shots all around.
It was the bonus was to stick it. I mean, I would have been quite happy just to get rid of it and force him to make a good draw and hopefully I can follow. But at the end of the day, it's nice not having to throw my last rock.
Absolutely, yeah. It's always good for a skip when you can just shake a hand instead of throwing a rock.
You got her. So
just to update on Sheet D, our D event final. We got some handshakes as Red has run out of rocks. Congratulations to the Denver Untouchables.
Good. You played them game 1.
I did not, but someone else. You played them game 1.
We played. We played them game 1.
Okay.
Yeah, so they were in our pool. So.
Well, it's always fun to have one of your opponents that you face, see them win some events. So I'm happy for you guys to know that I lost to the event winners. Congratulations!
Thank you very much. Yeah,
and congratulations on it's a shame that Glendale will be no more, but it's pretty awesome to head it out with an A event win.
Hey, fabulous.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
Last in the books.
Yep, exactly.
At least until it's restarted somewhere in the future.
That's the hope.
Heck yeah.
That's the hope.
So we have one game currently in play. We have the C event final over on Sheet A.
It was nice to play an opposing skip that calls a fast game as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I think we lapped Sheet C and D.
Oh yeah, we were first off and by a full end and a half.
Yeah. So. So Zach, I believe. And he calls a fast game too. So.
Oh yeah. And there were at least a few stones where, just like you said in the setup, that if you put your broom down, you might look up and have your have one of your throwers already throwing.
You better be confident. A little jam here. Looks like blue. Tie game.
Oh my goodness, we're going to extras. Over on Sheet A with Cape Cod Chuck sells houses and Ardsley leaves no stone. And they're going to do the right thing. They're going to push him back, play him back to the glass.
Yeah, the ice was fabulous the entire week, but particularly for the finals with a fresh scrape. I mean, it was up to speed right up the get-go. So.
It did seem like maybe in the third end that there were like 3 or 4 rocks where it seemed like everybody got kind of caught with a quick rock that kind of sailed through.
We were just a tad heavy. We had solid back 8, back 12 weight, and it drives a skip a bit nuts because that's the wall of China that you don't need,
Yep.
So because that gives a great what we call a get out of jail card.
Oh yeah.
And so we were fortunate to get our deuce in 3 because we had those rock in the back and was able to make a nice hack weight hit and roll and stick around for 2, but it was. Could have been very easy to jam in the back.
Yep. Dan, Dan, my pleasure for keeping you updated there. I assume that we probably still have some people listening to hear the result of the Cape Cod and Ardsley.
Yeah.
If you are and you want to mention the chat, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But we do have 12 people watching, so.
Yeah. Yeah, we had an accident. They dropped the scoreboard on the ice, so the score's gone.
Oh.
All we know is it's a tie game.
Yeah, they're just going to hang a 1 and 2 over the sticks. We get the idea. We get the idea whose hammer it is.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done on the fix.
Yeah.
So coming into the last here, actually, I don't even know if that's accurate. I think it might be the opposite because Ardsley just scored there.
Yeah.
I think they stole, right?
Yeah, they stole.
So I think they hung those. I think they hung those scores in the opposite direction for us. So we get the idea.
In the event they're tied, and the Blue Rocks says
I'm going to put a star for U.S. Hammer.
Doesn't have a hammer, so Red Rocks will have a hammer.
The lead taking several deep breaths over there.
Yeah. As a skip, you want that either a just over guard or a tight guard. So ideally, to play for a steal in the last end, you want what we call a 1 and a 3. So which is a just over guard followed by a tight guard, and hopefully you'll have a chance to suck one around, and you'll still have guards to protect you.
Simon, how do you feel about? I think there was a tournament that I read about being played where they tried a new rule out that. In addition to the free guard zone rule, where if you hang a rock that touches the center line, that rock cannot be moved.
Oh, I've never heard of that rule.
Yeah, I read about some tournament in Canada giving it a try.
Yeah, they tried some funky rules, and also they tried the 6 rock rule.
Oh.
Yeah, and also, well, I'm at the risk of dating myself, there was a Bonspiel called the Moncton 500, just a one-year wonder, and the Howards had the rule for the first four rocks that were in play could not be removed until the 5th, whether it was in the house or in front of the house, whether it was yours or the opponent's. The idea was and that was before the era of the 3 rock rule and eventually the 4 rock rule and now 5 rock rule, is there was so many 2-to-1 games.
Right.
Yeah, and my last year in Sudbury, in Northern Ontario Playdowns, in the semis, we lost 2-to-1. We gave up a deuce in the first end, and we did guard peeled the rest of the way. In 9, we took 1 just to be 1 closer, because it's easier to steal 1 than take 2 at that level. And they peeled everything in sight and ran outside the rocks.
For 2 hours just to see a capitalization on 3 mistakes.
Yep. Yes. In fact, it was 1 mistake.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, do you think in general they've been done that just for? I mean, obviously, I think most of the rule changes come from the highest level of play. Yeah,
but and eventually it's to create offense. It's to create offense because like at the elite level they're so good, you know that the odds of a nose hit on a peel, you know, you'll get them, but it's once in a blue moon. And so the 5 rock rule. What I like about the 5 rock rule is that it gave the team with hammer the potential of 2 rocks in a free guard zone. Mm-hmm. Because with the 4 rock rule is if your first one is in the house, the other one can be peeled.
Yeah.
So
just over and over.
So at least it evens the playing field with the team with hammer and team without hammer. And so if you have the 2, it's because of that. Our second game we're down 3 coming home, and Betty, my lead, put two corner guards, double corners, and they can't be both can't be peeled at the same time. They're even, and so you suck one around, they peel. You suck it around the other way, and they peel again. Well, they flash, but we were able to suck one and another one. But at the end of the day, you could be lying 3 in a house.
Yeah. Just to update you here, we've after 4 rocks thrown. The Blues are gone. We've got a nice tight guard, maybe even in. Not a nice tight guard from Red, and then Red also has a 12-foot wing on the opposing side. It's like 10 seconds delayed. Oh yeah, read through your chats. It's mostly them talking about football.
Of course. It is Football Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
There you go. We've got Jeff Mardsley lining up, coming down the ice. You know what? I'm going to pipe the ice up a little bit now that we're empty. We can just hear that one game. Here's some of the yelling.
That looks a bit heavy.
Yes, I think that's going to be through as well.
Because I think you would have loved the center guard.
Yep.
Now, if I'm red, I'm taking my own out.
Right.
That rock is your danger rock.
Doesn't help you at all.
No, that's rock you could hide behind. So sometimes you gotta take out your own. And then when you get a lot of novice curlers, you know, they say, you take out one of your own. Why?
I know that the audience can't see this.
But they're not doing that, so they're coming around it. So the danger of that is if they're heavy, and then they'll give a chance for blue to follow them and be right on top, and now you're going to have a tough shot, and you end up guarding. See, that's a guard for blue.
I completely agree. I mean, any rocks, and it might be a catcher for blue here too if they can freeze down on. Yeah. Now we're talking about the single guard that's in play right now. It's on the 4-foot line on the right side, really tight to the house. Yeah. And red is elected to draw in behind it, but it's also wide, and I don't know if it's going to bury.
It's a bit heavy. It may bury, but it's going to be back 8, so which is not good. Make that back wall.
If I'm red, I'd probably sweep that back too.
Yeah, so.
Still have some action going on. We have some flight needs to deal with. So, let's take our runners up and congratulate our 4th runners up. Game of Thrones from Finger Lakes.
Here comes the blue draw. The weight looks good.
It's blue's 4th rock. They're going to take advantage of the fact that red allowed this guard to stick around.
Yeah, it may be a guard here.
Yeah, this does look like it's going to be short. Full 12 at best. Okay, actually they're going to get a full 8. It's exposed.
Fighting for
just
open.
on the side of the center line. I think red's going to attack this. They can't allow that to stay because blue will just spend all day covering it. Nice and high, so you can hear Dave congratulating everybody.
I had to give in the prizes to the 4th event because there's some flights to be caught.
Now back to Denver.
And nice peel on the part of the red rock.
It's going to leave us again with 3 red rocks currently in play. We've got our Titan guard on the 4-foot line on the right side to the house. We've got a rock halfway in the back 12 right behind it on the right side, and we've got a guard in the full 12 way to the left. So blue's back up. Blue says, well, you might have taken our rock away, but that guard's still there, and I'd love to hide behind it. Down to our last 4 rocks on both sides here in a tie game in our C event final. Cape Cod Chuck sells houses against RJ League No Star. Tie game, David. We're in the last end, extra end.
Extra end. Extra end. So blue is trying to come around that tight guard. It looks light, so it's going to be open again. So might as well leave it high, leave it as a guard.
Yep.
It'll be top 4 open as well. Yeah.
You can hear some of the skip talking in the background here. Again, Cape Cod is the Red Rocks. I know you can't see them, but they do have hammer. They're going to be throwing their 5th stone here.
Yeah. Out-turn hit again.
Blue's got one in the house, but it's wide open. Just in the back 4-foot. Reds just wants to remove it. Ooh, just papered its own guard.
Oh, nice roll. So if you're
that rock doesn't really help red. per se.
Not really. If blue, you got to draw around and try to corner freeze to it.
Yeah. It's kind of a gift. Yep. Hard to skip all over that. Right now, red's got a rock right in the tee line on the right side. It's about half covered by a guard. Also flanked by a red rock way back in the 12 on roughly the same line. Blue would love to freeze to that right tee line rock. That's what they're throwing.
The key is to be buried or half buried, where you can have a shot at a jam. You don't have to be shot here, but you got to be positioned properly.
If they can get by this guard, they're in good shape. I think they're going to click it, but they're happy with this guard too.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Their second shot, so.
So blue took that existing right guard, moved it just outside of the 4-foot line onto the 12-foot. So red's got a straight line of rocks. High 12, back 12. And a T-line rock behind it. Kind of an inconsequential rock out on the left wide wing. Blue's got one stone that just kind of rolled off the guard there and is sitting high on the left side in the 12-foot. Red is going to attack that rock. Blue's going to hope for a jam or maybe even a flash. But again, I'm with Simon. I mean, it almost doesn't matter what happens here.
A flash is probably better than a nose hit.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, this blue's probably just going to try that corner freeze again.
Absolutely, all day. That's doesn't matter what happens here, unless red throws it real bad and jams. But doesn't look like it.
Kind of a downweight hit.
Yeah. On this ice, you don't ever overthrow the rock, because that's what's going to get you in trouble.
So red did give that nose that you said that they should be a little afraid of.
Yeah. So now the same come around. You got a corner freeze to that rock that's just biting the 4-foot on the right-hand side.
They've got 5 rocks in play from Cape Cod.
Yeah. So the advantage of that is that if on their last shot they won't have to save the shooter if they have a hit. All they need is to get rid of the rock, and they have the catchers.
We're going to be moving on to skip rocks here too. So blue's going to have 2 chances theoretically to get this corner freeze. If they make it, red's going to be sweating a little bit.
Yeah.
Tied at 6. Oh, I told him. Yeah, David is a extra ends tie.
Yeah.
Blue rock is underway. Again, they're going to take their 3rd try at this corner freeze.
Weight looks good. It's going to go hard when it comes off the line.
Oh, and they're right on top of this guard.
Yeah.
But again, it's more chunk in the way. I mean, they're going to only have 1 more chance, but more rocks here, more stuff to freeze on.
Well, this is where, when you're red, you got to change strategy. I think you got to put a top 8 and block the path of that freeze.
That would be great.
There comes a point in time that you got to reverse strategy.
You got to stick with what you got and close your own door.
Because you peel that blue guard, you give the freeze and
make the freeze a little easier.
Yes. So
especially after watching your opponent crash on that guard twice, you almost don't want to touch it.
Yeah, there's a bit of a sweeping error here because the weight was close and obviously should have swept it for line.
Especially when you know you can't afford to crash.
That's right.
I like your call here, Simon, that just throwing a top 8, that if you make contact, if blue's last rock makes contact with it, they can't be shot.
Yeah.
Not sure. We have to assume that's what red's doing with this broom, but I didn't see him put down a target.
Yeah, I think they call for top 8.
Okay.
But it needs to curl a little bit more. It needs to cross center line to be ideal to make the freeze tough.
Uh-oh, this is coming deep. Oh, this is the last place they should put this through. They should decide sooner.
Sweep it back.
Decide sooner.
Oh, you give it the pocket now.
Okay. Well, red just placed a rock.
Oh,
in the
there's there's the bread basket.
Oh my goodness.
So, which means that red, if this shot is made, red will have to basically draw the side of the button.
So there's a pocket on the right side, just a little around the back 4.
Yeah, 3 rocks, just like a Catcher's mitt.
Yep. Blue's going to be throwing its last stone here. Again, we're tied in an extra end for our C event final. Ardsley Skip is stepping up. Each team with 1 rock left. And a big old catcher's mitt that Red just made.
Yeah. Begging for the come to mama.
Blue rock is underway. Sweepers have to make sure that they don't let this over curl.
That is not light.
No. I think it will curl, though.
Solid release. See?
Here it comes. Whoa. Whoa. It's looking
heavy.
nice.
It's heavy.
Yeah. Still.
Now you gotta.
You're making it harder than it needed to be, though.
No, right now, just hit it. You hit any part of it, it goes away, and you got all these reds surrounding it.
So blue's currently sitting shot.
Yeah.
We've got 2 red rocks, top and bottom, to its right. Blue's sitting full forward. The 2 red rocks are both in the 8 foot.
Just focus on a clean release, and you don't have to overthrow this.
Nope.
And you hit any part of the blue stone.
Yep.
Even if you lose the back red, and the shooter rolls away, you're going to have that top red biting 4.
Yeah. As long as you can push this blue rock to even just a little bit out of the 8 foot.
Yeah.
So all they need to move it is about 2 feet.
Oh, 6 inches.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bit of a set here. There's a bit of a set, but here it comes. I think he's going to have a piece of it.
Oh, they got it.
Got it.
Congratulations to Red, Cape Cod, Chuck Sales Houses. Yep. On the final stone of extra ends. They've gone ahead and won it in our C event final.
It was a pleasure.
All of our games.
It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. Simon, same to you. Go collect your award.
Sounds good. Take care.
Take care, buddy. So John Gephardt, on behalf of the Buckin County Curling Club, signing off. All of our games are done. Just to recap you again, Glendale, Hamilton Coos has won our A event. Diamond State, the Humbles, has won the B. Cape Cod, Chuck Sells Houses, has won the C. And the Denver Untouchables, who are probably racing to the airport, have won the D. Have a great day, everybody.